And we're live. Episode 7,
Something. Is it episode 7?
season 1.
Oh, it's lucky 7.
7.
So we were supposed to have it on Thursday.
Yeah, full disclosure.
Yeah. May the 4th be with us. Should have been a thing.
Been with us.
However, we had to change that up a little bit.
We had to.
No big deal.
Yeah. Full disclaimer real quick. We're not affiliated with any form of military, any form of profession that would lead us to military. We are doing this just because we want to, on our own good free will. And I fucking love doing it.
And our opinions don't make any kind of reflections of any other military branch or beer company or whiskey company, regardless of the reviews we give them.
It's like whose line it is it anyways?
It could be, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Where the
What a
points
great
don't matter.
show. The points don't matter, and we make fun of everybody.
The points are like our opinion.
Yes. God bless.
Let's just do a quick recap on today.
It's been a great day.
Worked our butts off earlier.
We get extra coasters in here. So.
Worked our butts off earlier. We shot some bows.
Who are we working our butts off for?
For Craft Land Services LLC, my side gig. And I'm so thankful to have friends like you to help me.
Hey, I enjoyed it. If y'all check out Damn Good Friends podcast on Instagram, there's a pretty cool little short video of the 5 or 6 hours of work we did, summed up in 60 seconds.
Yeah,
but
and
it was a good time.
Also, I'm a good beer bitch, so remember that.
Yes.
I'll be there for you. So I'm here for you.
That's why you're sitting closest to the refrigerator.
That's why I'm always closest to the fridge. But then we shot bows, which was awesome because we haven't done that. And
let me tell you, man,
4 or 5 months.
after a hard day of work of doing anything, whether it's physical labor or sitting in an office all day, if you have good weather and are able to go out, get a target out, and shoot your bow for even if it's 10 shots or less, like that's good therapy. I'm gonna call it archery therapy.
Oh, archery therapy.
Not even close to deer season. We're quite a ways away from deer season right now. But it's the time of year we all love a lot. We get to get out in the woods, spend time with God, and chasing those animals that taste so good with gravy and potatoes.
I love it. we got to do that, and that was just, I was so sore, so exhausted from being out in the heat. The first big heat of the year for us. But just doing that made me feel like new again.
And we didn't even shoot the best.
No.
Like we could have definitely shot better, but it was good to do it.
I felt like, have I ever shot a bow before? That's what I felt like I was doing. But it was fun. So we did that. We've polished off a 12-pack of Modelos in honor of
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Especial.
Yes. Dos Cerveza. Por favor.
Cerveza. Got more than you do.
You do. Cheers to that. Gotta get a little ting to it. And now we're here recording a podcast.
Hold on.
Also, can I make a little shout out? My boys got to help me work today.
Now,
which is special to get to spend have that time with your kids and teach them to the grit of working. To be fair, the 10-year-old maybe not worked as much as he should have.
He put some work in.
He may be watching this podcast getting recorded right now, but he did work and he was there, and I appreciate having him there. I loved having him there. So.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
and
so today's really off script, right?
Well, well, hold on. Outside of that, we did go to Westphalia, Missouri's new Pizza Haus.
The Pizza Haus.
Haus. Haus.
It's not house.
It's in Westphalia, Missouri.
Yes,
the pizza is tremendous.
It was fantastic.
We both decided, we checked out our beer app, the Untapped. We check in beers on there, which Mac is ahead of me because I haven't checked in 10,000 beers or so that I've tried.
Darren Monty.
Darren Monty's way ahead of us.
6,000 beers. Who does that?
He's got 6,000 samples.
6,000. But hey, he knows the strategy. He's got it down.
Well, either way, we sat down and had some delicious pizza at Pizza Haus.
So good.
And we enjoyed the last beer there of Stag that we neither one of us had checked in yet.
Dude, it hurt so bad.
Mac doesn't like Stag so much.
I did my best. It's not smooth. It's not really drinkable. But it's not what I liked about it. I liked when it was empty.
But it was good to get
And
it
we
checked
got to
in.
be done with that one.
Yeah.
That was rough.
We checked that one in.
Yes, we did.
Speaking of which, there's probably one in the fridge over there you haven't tried yet that's got my name on it.
Is that you already queuing the beer bitch to go get a beer?
I mean, my beer's full. I've already checked it in.
Oh.
It's in the fridge. It's got my name
Alright.
on it.
Okay, so then let me lead you into this, and I'll go find me a beer.
Okay.
So we're off script today because
Mhm.
we.
Well, I've
had
got a
to do
little bit of a
something.
script. but,
Yes.
Yeah.
But you have a script. That's where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
So I am 100% freestyling today.
Okay.
I came with no notes.
Nothing.
All I wanted to talk about, I just talked about, and that's what we did today.
Well,
So
get yourself a beer, bitch, and I'm gonna
Let me
fill
get-
everybody in on a little bit of info.
let me get me a beer, settle in for fucking story time.
Story time's coming. So coming up for Damn Good Friends, we are going to start a website very soon. We're getting some help from some smarter people than us, and we want to be able to put some merchandise out there. We've given away some hats, and we obviously love wearing our hats. And we're going to get some t-shirts, some tank tops, some hoodies in the future, probably this fall, but some new hats. Everything we put on the website is going to be limited edition. So we're going to make it once, have a good run of it, and then that's it. So whatever you guys see on there that you really like, we hope you get on and purchase and you support us as much as you can. We're also starting with that website. We're going to start our own LLC that's going to incorporate more than just the podcast and the merchandise. We don't know where it's going to go, but this is just a fun thing we've really been obsessed with here lately, and we're going to do the best we can with it.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone.
That's only part way through. Go ahead, buddy.
I've just found in your beer fridge
Uh-huh.
an Ines and Gun. Okay, they fucked up the last name. We could say Ines and Craft, but that's okay.
It
We'll
should.
come back to it. But Ines and Gun Caribbean rum cask Scottish Irish beer.
Frickin'
There's so
amazing,
much
huh?
going on there. I don't even know how to process. We have your last name. We have a weapon. We have rum. We have Caribbean. We have Irish. We have Scottish. What am I about to get into?
Dude, when I saw that on the shelf, like I've seen Ice and Gun before, but when I saw that on the shelf inside the beer cooler at Macadoodles, it's like I have to get that.
Can you get it?
Oh, yep.
Oh, I got a little pop to it.
Oh, yeah. That's
All
a
right.
little heavier than you're used to, but it's fucking tasty, bro.
If Brad's listening to me, you know this is not my taste. This is not smooth or drinkable.
But you're gonna love it.
I'm gonna do my best because the name is just blowing me out of this world right now.
Ice and Gun, baby.
It has been aged for 51 days in a Caribbean rum cask, matured to unlock natural hints of vanilla, fruits, and spices.
Fruits and spices.
That's really pretty good, dude.
It's fucking amazing in it.
For a heavier beer, that's damn, that's good.
And it only I can only find it in 6-packs. And it's not that cheap. But
Probably because the ABV is 7.
yeah. What's ABV stand for?
Alcohol by volume.
Oh,
So we're gonna.
got it.
I can't wait to transition into like a bourbon or whiskey after this that you've not disclosed to me, right?
Oh, we're not gonna get to
How
that
off
just
script
yet.
am I right now that
Just
on
yet.
our own podcast I know nothing about what's happening today? I
Well,
don't
so-
know the topics. I don't know the whiskey or
So
bourbon.
hold on. We're supposed to be on May the 4th, and we have our good buddy Justin Luchin that's
Yes.
gonna come on.
And please listen into that one. It is
Oh,
going to
yes.
be epic.
Absolutely. And one thing or another, it couldn't happen Thursday, and he had some stuff going on today, so not a big deal. Me and Mac had a good day. We decided we're going to do a podcast anyways. So, the 17th, what we agreed on?
Yep, I think the May 17th.
May
is what we're looking at
17th,
logging
we
in.
will be having a podcast with Justin Luchin on.
We're excited for it. It's going to
So,
be good.
Justin, we're excited to have you on. buddy. All right. Excuse me. Moving back before Rogers, we had a really good podcast talking about hunting and
Mhm.
telling hunting stories. I want to get a little more into that.
I felt like we just like scratched the surface.
I know. So, one thing I thought of, and I think I was probably just driving in my truck on the way to work or something one day, and excuse me, beer's getting me.
Oh, Modelo's coming back.
But talking about hunting and being married,
Hmm.
I do have to say, my wife has got to be nuts
Oh, I hear
during hunting season, because at the beginning, September 15th in Missouri is when bow season opens.
Mm-hmm.
I normally take that day off from work, and I'm sitting in a stand. Even sometimes it's 90 degrees outside, but
Yeah.
I just want to be in the woods with my bow. I've never killed a deer opening day of deer season, or opening day of bow season for deer, and it starts there, and then it goes to October hits, and we're checking all of our cameras and constantly going. Like, most of my hunting land's 3 hours away, and sometimes I'll leave on a Thursday and won't come back till a Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and then typically in either October or November or both, I go to Pennsylvania and go bear hunting.
Yep.
And this last year I did both.
Mm-hmm.
So the month of November, I'm not home, but I'm just guessing, maybe 10 days, a handful of days, because I'm hunting so much. And my wife loves me. That's
Yeah.
that's the best way to put it.
It's a hard life, but they know that it's our passion.
Yes.
It's our it's our focus in life. That we don't have, and your wife is, Michelle's amazing. Like, we love Michelle. She loves us. And just like Connie, my wife loves me. She loves us, and
Well, dude,
but their dedication to understanding that we could be doing so many other things in our lives that would really take time away.
Oh, yeah.
But this is a thing that it's a part of who we are, but it puts food back onto our table.
Uh-huh.
We are not just going to hunt because we like to hunt, but we're going to hunt because we can also provide for our family.
We putting food on the table, spending time with good friends, being closer to God, like, seriously, is a huge part of it.
Oh, sitting out there feels that way, doesn't it?
Yes,
Every
just
day.
there's a spiritual aspect of it. I love it even more when my wife actually goes and hunts with me. When
Me too.
I think I've said it on the podcast before. She's a damn good shot with her bow. She just hasn't been in front of a deer yet. We're
But
gonna
when
make.
she does, though,
Oh man, we're gonna
deer's
make
gone.
that happen.
doesn't have a chance.
So behind her parents' house, my in-laws, they got 6 acres, not much, but it's a good travel corridor for deer. And I normally set 2 hang-on stands, one above the other, and me and her sit there. And I can normally kill at least 1 doe every year up there. She has hunted with me every year, at least once, maybe twice sometimes. And every time we sit, we just don't catch them at the right time. And it's kind of like, I'm not saying my wife's like a kid, but like a kid, they get a little bored with not seeing anything, and they wonder how it's working. She's a lot more patient and mature than that. And I know she's going to keep going, but I just want to get up there at the right time with her to be able to get on.
Yeah, but it wears on you over time if you don't get to see one
man.
or get to shoot.
I'll tell you what, as nuts as I am about hunting, it wears on me.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I hunted so much this last year in Polo, and on the property we're able to hunt, there was no food source. It was really dry. There wasn't a whole lot of water. The deer weren't there, and so there was food on property next to us. And I was hearing about people killing these deer all around us. And even at the end of the season, I have one picture of one of our 3 shooters still alive, and I took my cameras out, but there's one shooter hopefully still there. We didn't find any of his sheds. It's really discouraging. However, with efforts from you and putting the food plot in,
but we put in some work this year.
Dude, it's gonna change this next year.
Yeah.
I know that we're
I can
doing
feel
good
it.
on that land.
We saw pictures of them, of the sprouts of the fruits of our labor,
Yes.
right? And we saw that recently, and that got me excited. It got me
Dude,
super
I'm
excited.
so excited about that.
Because that's and that's the first time up there that you're going to have a solid food source, hopefully, for those animals, and we can develop those patterns going into hunting season that they will continue to come back to that space.
And here's a big thing about that: like, there's no better way of defining hard work pays off than doing work like that takes hours and days and weeks and growing and all that, than seeing the fruits of your labor when you finally have to stay in the right spot because you've got that there and you take a big buck down.
Oh, for sure.
Knock on wood, that shit's happening this year.
Man, it's just just one deer, one big deer falls. Like, that's totally worth it to me.
Hell yeah. We're gonna make
Yeah,
that
and
happen.
I'm excited for it. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited, and I told you we just talked about this earlier. We talk about this all the time.
Way,
Like,
way too much.
full disclosure, we talk to each other every single day. But we talked about just being able to record and be able to have that, like, we're changing the way we hunt,
Mhm.
right? Like, we aren't just hunting by ourselves anymore. We're hunting with each other, and we get to record that, and we get to feed off each other's thoughts and like our knowledge in different scenarios and different hunting environments, and that's going to make us better hunters.
And with that being like at the beginning of this, I talked about the website that we're building, the merchandise we want to do. Also with that, like we are figuring stuff out on our own quite a bit. We've got a YouTube channel. We are going to have hunting videos that we're going to try and put out.
Yeah, that's the plan for sure.
In the next probably 4 months, 5 months, I'm going to buy us a camera. We are going to buy us. Yeah, sorry.
I appreciate your
and a
devotion
laptop.
to us.
I'm just saying. We are going to figure out how to make this work, and we're going to be able to hopefully work hard and spend more time in the woods to be able to bring some good material, good learning points for young hunters, for new hunters,
Oh, for sure.
and maybe for seasoned hunters to check us out and say, hey, these guys they're serious about what they're doing, because we are.
Yeah, I mean I feel like we're fairly seasonable hunters at this point. We're in our upper 30s.
Yeah.
We've been hunting since we were teens.
And you know what?
But I think we still feed off of people like Cameron Haynes or Drury Outdoors, or those pages that we follow on a regular basis, or those channels when they're doing things, and we're like, hey man, like today me and you were shooting bows, and we tried something different with our hands, right? With our release, you tried something different. I was trying it. Like we're constantly trying to learn from other people.
Absolutely.
And we want to try to give something to somebody. Maybe there's something that we're doing that someone else isn't doing. And I feel like that's our goal, is to give that to them. Like just the one thing. Like if they took one thing from what we make a video, we hunt all season, and we make 4 or 5 videos, but somebody takes one thing away.
Hell yeah.
That's success to me.
Fuck yeah.
And
I'd say within the last 4 years, I mean, I'm 35 years old now. I would
35
say
years young.
35 years
You're
young,
a baby.
baby. Yeah. You only die once. You live every day, baby.
Yeah. Keep on keeping on.
But I'd say within the last 3 or 4 years, just from getting more serious about wanting to venture out with my hunting that I want to do, I've learned so much. From watching and listening to Cameron Haynes, from watching and listening to the Drury brothers and how they plant their food plots and how they manage and pattern their deer.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I've been really devoted to a lot more food plot work and deer patterning and stuff the last couple of years than I have ever. Like, we did a food plot up at your place that we're gonna go hunt at up in Polo, or up at Tim's place.
Tim Clifford.
Shout out
baby.
Tim
Yeah.
Clifford, who is so, praise the Lord to let us come up there and hunt with him or on his place, and we were very thankful for him. But clearing out massive amounts of woodage in my father-in-law's farm we did that to set us up for deer season, so that the deer we can see them better, they can move a little bit better, so they'll hopefully draw into that wooded area. I mean, we have really devoted a lot more time. Keep on drinking on. But we have to put more time into it to get more results, and I think we're at that stage in our hunting life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
to fast forward a little bit, I'm curious of when when everything's going to pay off, when the turning point's going to be that we notice what's going on. And I asked you a question not too long ago. I don't remember if you gave me a solid answer or not.
Sorry about my shaft.
Your mic's all jacked.
Sorry about my mic shaft. Technical difficulties.
I took my cell camera down, which is like
we talked about
$15
that.
a month. When do you think I should put it back?
Man, I think we talked about that though. I would like to see it. I was thinking when.
I wish someone would comment on our YouTube or on our Instagram.
Yeah, please do.
Let us know when y'all think. When do you start your trail cameras? Do you start them in July? Do you start them when antler growth starts? Like,
because we were talking, and in my mind, I think because I've done things differently in the past. So I'm thinking like outside the box, what can we do differently?
Right.
But we just put in a 5-acre food plot, which is one of the biggest food plots I've ever put in my whole life. Like, I would like to see the camera on it and see what we're developing early, so we can, maybe over time, you can track the timing of it. Like, what's their pattern like over this month compared to this next month? Or this week compared to this next week? Like, am I seeing the same? Oh,
shit.
What's that? Hold on, standby. Did you hear that?
Oh, shoot. What?
Shit, which one is it? No.
No.
Oh no.
There it is.
Oh, the MFG.
He didn't run up, but
Yeah.
he was definitely letting someone downstairs know.
Lincoln,
he
the
was here.
house dog, the guard dog. He was letting us know.
What would you? The first podcast, you said he's the 4-legged owner of the house.
Yeah, heck yeah, he is. But where I was going with that is like, I think that we could do something different in understanding how deer move through the season.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, that's giving us 2 full seasons of watching patterns.
Well, so, and I think I fucked up last year I had my camera out in, it was probably late June, and antler growth was starting, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, it's so exciting, and I started putting piles of corn out, which is great. The deer came to it, and all that good stuff, but I kept filling it up so I could keep seeing these big bucks. We found
Mm-hmm.
3 big shooters, and we named all of them. We had Royal, we had the non-typical that had a drop time, we call him drop time, and then we had Unibrow, which is the only buck that we found alive, and we think he was the youngest.
Mhm.
His brow tines were like 10 inches long and almost touching in the middle. But when season starts, in Missouri you can't bait. So
Right.
obviously we had to stop dumping corn, and we had our camera there. They were just so sporadic and showing up. There was no more food there,
Right.
and there was food on other properties.
We
So
lost that.
Yeah, they weren't coming to us. So I'm trying to get away from doing that ever again. I want to feed them, in the right times of the year when there's no food to keep them healthy.
Mhm.
However, I don't want to bait them to get them to come to one spot ever again. We do put out salt blocks, which is legal, and I think that's nutritious and good for the deer. But I'm not gonna hunt a pile again.
Right, but you want to put the block out just to bring the deer there. I mean, bringing that salt there for them for the nutritional value is different than you're trying to get them to your food plot or whatever we have. But now we have that. Now we can actually get them drawn towards that, which is exciting
Yes.
for sure.
So I think deer season all around 2023 is gonna be fucking fantastic.
Oh, dude, I'm stoked.
I'm so excited.
2022 was kind of a bust. I mean, we had some great moments, super highlights.
Mm-hmm.
Massive bears were killed.
The bear was the.
Oh, I wasn't
biggest
talking
part of
about
it.
you, but I was more talking about my bear. But that's fine. We can also give you credit too. That's cool, dude. I'll give you that as well. But...
Speaking of bears and your giant bear that you killed, July 14th, we're going to be doing a podcast. Hopefully, doing a podcast. We're going to be getting to Pennsylvania kind of late, but we've got to get Aaron and Josh Risser on the podcast with us. Regardless of where we land, we got to get them fuckers up, and we're going to stay up late and record a podcast so they can tell their side of my bear kill story.
Yes.
Because after we did our hunting podcast, Josh texted me and said, "You didn't tell half the fucking story, man." It's like, well, all right. That's because I need you to help tell it. And there's other aspects of it. Honestly, I'm comfortable giving a little teaser of it. It wasn't just my kill. It just ended up being
It was
mine.
a bunch of people.
Yeah. Well, don't be telling the whole story.
That's all I'm saying.
You got to get Josh.
Hey,
involved.
look, my bear kill. Josh thought he shot it too. Like, we both probably shot at the same time. Who knows, right? Like, who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, there was 10 rifles pointed at it. I know I pulled my trigger real freaking fast. Right?
That was half-ass scary because when I couldn't decipher the word bear, and I just said, hey guys, and then you all just started pointing your rifles, and I'm like, oh fuck, okay,
Dude.
get back.
Like the Wild West up there, everybody cock locked and ready to rock,
Oh shit, yeah.
I mean, he was massive.
So,
Massive.
all right, we know hunting season is gonna be Someone's getting a beer.
Sorry,
out
we
of the
have a
fridge. No
person
big
in our
deal.
beverage.
No big deal. Get out of here. Hunting season's gonna be huge. However, prior to hunting season, we got a great fishing trip planned. We're going down to Venice, Louisiana. We're gonna do 2 days of fishing. 1 day inshore, going for redfish, sheephead, flounder, speckled trout, all that good stuff. And then 1 day offshore, we're gonna catch some hopefully yellowfin tuna, big-eyed tuna, swordfish,
There's no
snapper.
hope.
We're gonna slay them.
Slaying the fish.
Yes.
We've been following that page for the last few months, especially.
Louisiana Blue Water Fishing
Yes,
Charters.
and those
is where we're
boys
headed.
are slaying the fish.
If you want to check them out on Instagram, Louisiana Blue Waters Fishing Charters
Yes.
have a page, and there's also one of the captains has a page called Trolling Naked
Yep, that's it.
or Naked Trolling,
Naked, trolling naked, I think.
something like that. I don't know.
One of
but
the two.
The dude's great.
Man, it's
and,
awesome.
yeah,
Those
they're
guys
fun.
fire me up. Was it an eyeball shot?
Yes, an eyeball
Yeah,
shot.
that shit. It's happening.
Oh yeah.
It's going down. I ain't scared.
So we were talking about our fishing trip earlier, and I brought up a fishing trip I went on when I was younger, and I haven't brought it up on the podcast yet. Which there's pictures on the wall over there that I'm going to talk with you about later.
Yeah.
However, whenever I was 11 years old, my dad worked with these guys from Louisiana. Pete was the main guy we went down there with. There was a whole bunch of them, Pete and Doug and Warren and a bunch of guys. But Pete was the main guy. I was 11 years old, and we go down there, and we get on, we fly into New Orleans, go down to the coast, and we get on boats. And we go 7 miles offshore, and there's a cabin on stilts out of the water.
That's
It's
crazy
like
to me.
something
dude.
out of a movie when you're
Like,
down
does
like
the
that.
tide, like, would the tide move at that depth?
There's no tide. It was
There's
all
no tide.
inshore, and there's no waves.
So how deep were you? How deep? You probably know.
It was shallow. Like it
7
was-
feet out. It was that shallow.
Yeah, it's
Love
shallow
that.
waters. So we caught redfish and cleaned out crab traps and cooked crab and caught drum and flounder and all kinds of stuff. It was so much fun.
And you fished
But-
right off the house.
The first
Where'd you take
redfish
the
I caught actually, which was a picture of up there. First one I caught was right off the house. The first morning we fished, we all went out fishing in boats, and I wasn't catching shit. Everyone else around me was catching all these redfish, and I'm just like, "Ooh, little kid, like, fuck, I ain't gonna catch
Yeah.
a fucking thing, you know."
I hate this.
Then we get back to the dock, everyone's going in or back to the cabin, everyone's going in to have sandwiches and whatnot, and I get on the dock, I'm fishing. I'm like, oh, I gotta catch one, you know? And I caught one right off the dock. I was like, it's on, here we go.
That's
Oh, it
awesome.
was fun. But so I remember the first night we were there though. This is the greatest story ever. So I'm getting ready to go to bed. All the guys are
And you're
drinking.
11.
Oh yeah. All these old men are drinking beer,
Hell yeah.
you know, smoking weed on the back deck, whatever they were doing. I was like, what's that funny smell?
Yeah.
That's what they do.
That's stinky.
But then one old dude said to another dude's like, hell boy, no women out here, you better sleep on your back tonight. And I was 11, so I was like, Dad, what's he talking about? Why do I need to sleep on my back? He's like, well, well, son, if you've got a bunch of drunk, horny old men around and you're sleeping on your stomach, what orifice is faced up? And I was like, oh, Dad, that's wrong. What is wrong with you guys? We got to get out of here.
Dude, I love that. I just picture Milo because my son's 10 and he would say the exact same thing.
Oh,
He'd be
God.
mortified. That's
So-
hilarious, dude.
That whole trip was great, though. No one had any sexual relations with each other.
No
on
one
that
touched
trip.
little boys.
No one touched little boys. It was
Thank
all
goodness.
clear.
Yeah.
But 2 years later, I went back again when I was 13. And that year, I was a lot more engaged. I was a little bit more mature. Well, 13, as mature as a 13-year-old could be from a
Right.
9-year-old.
I mean, you had hair in your balls.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I knew what was going on. I could joke with them a little better.
Your voice was getting a little
But
deeper.
dude, we boiled crabs, fried redfish, cooked. We grilled oysters, dude. It was
What a blessing.
fucking amazing. And then a couple years later, Hurricane Katrina came and wiped that out, and I haven't been able to go back.
So it destroyed the whole cabin.
Destroyed the whole cabin. Yeah, it was gone.
But what a blessing to have that,
Yep.
you know.
But
That's
that was
cool,
a good
man.
time.
You know, I wanted to take you back real quick and we'll go keep going forward, but you were talking about wives and hunting and how blessed we are.
Hmm.
Talking about taking Michelle out into the stand, your wife. Like, bow season's kind of my season right now. My wife hasn't really ever gotten into it. You know, my wife's really tiny, you know, so bows don't really fit her, per se.
You
You
just
know?
gotta get a custom one, bro.
Yeah, like a child size.
Well, no,
Right.
You get in a. They make them for
I
people
know,
like her.
but yeah, midgets, and yeah, they're called crossbows, right? So, anyway, I love her, but she does want to try, and we'll try to get her a crossbow sometime. She can't pull a regular She can't even pull a crossbow back with strings because they're too short. She has to have a crank. You watched it when we were out there.
Uh-huh.
So we're working on that. We're gonna try to get her because I want her to be able to explore that part of hunting as well.
Yeah.
But where I was going with that is, you love being in the stand with your wife. It's probably one of your favorite times of the year with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I love being in the stand during rifle season with my wife. So opening morning, it's a family affair for us. Like when it comes to her family, so it's me and her and my brother-in-law and my father-in-law. We go hunting. Opening morning, everyone sits in their own stand. We draw out of a hat. Well, my father-in-law sits in his own blind. He doesn't. You kids have fun.
Yeah, they
you know.
say y'all fucking draw that.
But we draw out of a hat. But then after that, we sit together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that whole opening weekend is really just about us having time together in a blind to talk and be away from technology and just have us time, you know. And I'm so thankful for that time with her, or that she loves it, that she knows me enough or knows my beliefs and what I'm passionate about enough to allow us to do these crazy endeavors that we do when it comes to food plots or fishing trips or hunting trips or podcasts about hunting in our lives and shit, right? Like, man, what a freaking soul! Like what a soulmate, what a rock to be able to I literally called her right before we did this, you know, and she's like, "Have fun! I can't wait to hear it." You know, like just give not even a blink of the eye when I'm like, "Hey, I'm working in this town. I got a job to do, but I'm going to Corey's to do a podcast afterwards." She's like, "Okay, sounds great. I'll figure out my own stuff." So